Welcome to rest day number 2. The first planned back-to-back off days, full rest days, full reset. And I have to say I'm feeling good overall, but you can tell definitely with endurance sports it's a tricky one because you kind of, you can accumulate a lot of load. It's not like those high explosive sports when you notice immediately your top end is gone, or like even strength training, I can't lift the rep. It's a bit insidious, so that's why a lot of people, including myself in the past, can fall into that niche that you're just toast without knowing it. So you're always operating at 80%, and only in the race you actually notice, okay, I'm actually not performing at all. And it happens to a lot of people, so that's why I have a system with my team that kind of prevents this as much as possible with this easy week block, because recovery is in the end the one where you get better, and that's the one we often don't like to do so much. We like to rather work. But I've had a long journey with this, but it's really interesting how the body is kind of working through this. So like yesterday, the first full off day, I could tell that after in the afternoon, evenings, you're kind of getting a bit restless. There's also one thing when you train like this, I noticed that the body is kind of coming when you do this full time especially, there was another level that happened, that the body, because it has these constant stressors and this constant demand of having to recover, it becomes really a machine that's a significant change I noticed from age group to pro, that it becomes a machine at quickly getting up to speed. So basically recovering quick, you could say, but it's a bit weird because sometimes you get really restless and you notice like, I'm a moody, is it fatigue? But your body is becoming so good at quickly storing up energy because it knows this mad guy is demanding another 30k run soon. We need to get energy from the cells or however it works as quickly as possible. So it's really interesting how that happens. So it's really, those changes are quite significant. So what is the plan today? Rest day number 2. I have a couple of coaching calls with Matti, check in how they're doing. That's a project I'm really passionate about, just as this one. It's really important for me to keep helping people. That's a part for me I noticed that gives me a lot of energy back. So that's really important to be involved in other people's stories, and but only to a level that it doesn't drain me. So I only have a few athletes because I don't want to make it a business in any way. This is just to kind of help with that and work with the right people that give me energy and that I give energy, so you got to be aligned on that front. So that's exciting, helping that, have those calls. I meet a friend of mine, Matti, we're going for lunch, and we are going together to 2 shops to check it out. First, I need a camelback because my long runs, also with Elias, my mentor, will be changing the long run plan. We can go through that for a moment. So as I said, for the run training, for example, what will stay is the VO2 max reps. So the 6 times 5 minute reps over LT2, over the anaerobic threshold. This weekly treadmill workout, progress intensity there, not more volume, that's enough of volume. So basically get faster over time. Of course, always health first and see how the body feels on the day. So no ego there, always make smart choices. The second one, next to the volume, the 80k volume will stay weekly. But the second one will be long run. So I progress to 33k in kilometers. But the reality is, although it is kind of running at this 4 minute per k pace, reality is that's why it's so cool to have a physiologist that understands it, also that understands orthopedic load, understands everything. Reality is it's only at 145 heart rate average. And 145 heart rate, that is literally 22 beats of my LT1, my aerobic threshold. My lab measured aerobic threshold, which kind of coincides with IRONMAN pace, somewhere in there, is 167. So I need to run those at 160 heart rate, right? Get those close to that. So there's several ways we can go about it. Anyway, several ways we can turn with this long run, which is relevant for Ironman training. So first, we looked at the duration. Can I run the duration of the marathon? Is that anything that increases heart rate drift or RPE? But that was, to be honest, never my issue. never at all. Like I could always run 3 hours, but I kept it at low intensity, so like 4:45 minute per K pace, something like that. So duration was never my issue. Even in the mountains, I could run 3.5, 4 hours. That was really never my issue. But the issue is intensity. So, but reality is also, like I said, I'm running those 33 Ks at like around the 4 minute per K pace, which is, again, it's just a number, right? It doesn't mean anything. For my physiology, it's at the bottom part of zone 2. It's far away from LT1. So I need to get that stimulus to like 160 heart rate average. But if I now start cranking the 33K suddenly, that's obviously dumb, go to 160 heart rate, my legs will be completely, it's an orthopedic load, it's different than cycling. That will not be possible. So several ways to go about this. 2 scenarios, we're still checking, still waiting for the reply, how we do this. But most likely it's gonna look like each week 35 to 36K, most likely 36, that's around the 2.5 hour mark. And idea, of course, is to get this whole baseline closer to LT1, so closer to this 160 heart rate. 2 scenarios, but most likely I will start with, so first run it at 36K, like I said, I only ran 33. So get to 36K at this 145 heart rate, 4 minute per K pace thing. That's again a new stimulus, that's 1 week. Then a week after I'll be adding at the end of the run a 30-minute interval where I push closer to LT1. So you're kind of pushing heart rate a bit up, and obviously leg speed as well, and effort. And then over the time, gradually make it that the whole run gets closer to LT1, to this 160 heart rate. But step by step. I have to think long term, right? So until mid-June, which is my first Ironman of the season, Ironman Austria, that's plenty of new stimulus. Like I said, I'll be having some 3 to 4 40K long runs sprinkled in, not too many. Don't want to have those long orthopedic loads. And in general, I have to see how to absorb those. But although I had the long run, which again, there you have to check physiology and how your body actually feels instead of making a projection of something, like saying, this, I believe. Again, it's limiting beliefs and all that. Just because somebody said something, or some coaches have fear of numbers, fear of running mileage. All this fear, really, that's why you have to really make sure your team knows what it's doing. You have to be objective on your body. Because, for example, what I did last week, I ran 33K at 4.8 minute per K pace average. And you think, just these numbers, comparison, all these things. And then I did this new routine. I did cold, warm water as a trial, like a A/B testing after that run. And the Tuesday morning, which is 2 days later, I had the VO2 Max one. I had an amazing legs, amazing run. Although you would think, second day, peak soreness, peak load. Nah. So yeah, you really got to be objective and go with the body. But obviously running is the number one thing, is not the physiology, heart and lungs. The number one thing there is orthopedic loads and not getting overloaded with any muscular or tendon issues, which has never been my issue, but I want to keep it this way. Because obviously if you get ready, you got to be smart. So smart choices. So that's what it's looking in the long run. Lunch soon, and then we're going to a shop. I'm looking for 2 things to shop, and you guys are going with. Alright, we're here with lunch with my buddy Pepe, and I think it might be good to actually talk a bit through. That's also one reason why I'm here, because he doesn't have a coach, just like has a training plan, it works really well. But he's battled a bit with sickness. You can just tell about what, like, you got this happy respiratory season, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Started in end of last year, around New Year's. Nice mycoplasma shit, which I decided, excuse me my French, decided to enter my body.
You're doing triathlon, right? So you're doing...
I've been doing triathlon and full distance, age grouper, an old age grouper.
35 years old?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Something like that, exactly. Hit that one, was recovering for that for 2 weeks almost. It was mentally tough to suppress your training eagerness, but it was smart thing to stay low profile and not to do anything. Then good training for 2-3 weeks. Then another bug hit me, probably this time some virus crap. Was off for at least about a week, and I was again making a new return back to the pool, running, swimming, and so on.
You haven't been sick in like 5-6 years.
Yeah, 6.5 years, no sickness besides one COVID. So of course, there's some nutrition stuff there, some changes there in terms of supplementation, but that's about it. So it was mentally, it was really tough to get,
You didn't even know how to be sick anymore, right?
Not at all. And like they said that, healthy person has 1,000 dreams, and when you're sick, you have only one wish, and that's it, to recover from that bug or whatever you have, so. And luckily it was only a bug, nothing more severe, because I know that there are of course much more nasty stuff around.
And you've been training a long time, you know how to train and build it up, but like it's impossible to be objective, right? Because you think in these micro terms,
exactly.
And then like 2 weeks later, it's just literally been like 12 days, let's say, since you're back from walking, and then you're like, I'm going to do some intensity in the pool.
Exactly.
Because you're a swimmer, you're a really good swimmer. He's going to be at the Masters meet as well, that we do end of March.
Yep. So
the champion.
Yeah, well, okay, it's group champion.
Come on, don't be so humble. You're a Finnish national champion when you were young, yeah?
Yeah, back in the days, back in the days, thanks, Yeah, so what was your question? I forgot.
No, I was just thinking, like, how do we get you back to track? You're fully healthy now. What would you rate your immune system, 0 to 100%?
Yeah, I would say I'm about 93 now.
Okay, so still not 100, right?
Not 100, no. But if it goes below 70, then I'm really worried. But above that, I'm fine. So just have to be patient, Just do this zone 1, zone 2 max,
That's exactly the thing, right? Because that's also something I learned from. I talked with someone about. Yeah, actually the coach, because I was in contact last year with the coach of Niels van der Poel, the speed skater, right?
Yeah.
He has this 5-2 rhythm, which I trained, which some of you guys know. And he basically had this really clear approach. No wonder they got several gold medals. Like, unless you're 100% healthy, you can't train. So what often triathlete coaches do, what I had done with me, is like, okay, you're not really healthy, but you can do zone 1, right?
Yeah.
You can do this. Yeah, you can, but you're not training.
Exactly.
Like you're maybe moving and you're thinking, okay, you're actually not losing fitness, but your body is stressed with literally immune stuff.
That's
so
the thing.
Unless you're actually, so the first goal that he also said was really interesting, like first get yourself to 100% health. That's the goal before thinking about training. And when you're 100%, then you can think about because then you're 100%, you can think probably within 1 week of some quality.
Exactly.
But if you're not healthy, if you put a bit of quality in, you're gonna be in the hole, right?
Exactly, that's the thing, and I think that's why it's mentally so tough to be out from the pool, out from the track, out from the bike, because somehow we are geared up so that we should be doing all the time. So I think that's why we are not human beings. We are more like
sports. Think about it. Most people run 3 times a week, and they're saying
exactly,
which is still great. But I'm just saying that 3 sports triathlon is. You just lose perspective completely.
Completely.
And I mean, how many people do you and me know that do Ironman?
Exactly.
It's a stupid distance, right? I mean, swimming, for the Americans, most of you guys know, about 2.6 miles, 112-mile bike, and 26-mile run in one go. That is not a normal endeavor.
No.
Just because normal people, everybody does it, or a lot more people, doesn't mean it's physiologically remotely normal.
Exactly, and especially when you're getting, like an age group, like you're close. When I'm, like in my case, I'm close to 60, then I'm closer than 50 in terms of my age. So I think that's for me.
But I can mess with you also. I also try to get you out of that mind thing, right?
Exactly.
Because they're like, of course, there is this age part, but
it's just a number. Fully right, you are.
It's easy to. Most people slip into that and say, because I'm 60. This is why it's okay to have this.
Exactly.
I mean, the other stories with Ironmans, the nun that she was 60, she couldn't swim one stroke, and then she did Ironman Hawaii and everything, and never did a triathlon before 60. So, I hope you guys also do that.
Yeah.
Some of you.
Exactly. So
basically now, we need to get you to 100% immune system, and the only way to get there is either throw in more rest days, see if that actually helps.
Yeah.
What if you do, a back-to-back rest day, nothing?
Exactly.
Maybe you're at 100.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, and it's just a question when to start after being sick, I mean,
100%.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you always have maybe some, I don't know, some bugs in the respiratory system. So trying to be smart enough, but not to extend that too much either, because at least
intensity kills, right? So that's the
thing.
last one. So that's always the question. I mean, the classic approach would be, of course, okay, you just train now easy until you're 100, which still might work, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, you do a week of easy until you're 100. That would be one approach, plan A. But what if plan B, for example, although you feel 93%, which is considered healthy.
Yeah.
But what would happen if you throw on 2 back-to-back full off days? You're still working, you're not resting, right?
Exactly.
But
That's
that's
the thing as
actually
well.
that's the other thing. You're not resting. You're pumping out energy and you're
Into
doing a
the
challenging
computer.
job.
Fully right, you are. Yeah.
So you're not actually recovering, right? So if you would lay 2 days on the couch, then you count that as actually a recovery, right?
Good point. I think that's something what we, at least I tend to underestimate, is the load from the work which is coming from the.
You only know that it's gone. If you put 2-3 hours of dedicated computer work, you can feel the load of that.
Absolutely.
But only because after holidays, people notice immediately
Exactly.
when you don't have it anymore, right? So.
Or when you're exposed to, let's say, meetings or negotiations and all that stuff, which is involved.
So much brain energy. It's all energy, right? It's like
At the end of the day, and brain
ATP,
side.
glycogen, and whatever.
Yes.
Just burns it away. But
Absolutely.
so, which one would you rather? You don't want to do. But what's smartest? So either we say, okay, we do a week of zone 1. Yeah. There's a chicken ball.
Yeah, good choice as well.
It's a nice food coming. Or either we have 2 back-to-back off days, so you're working.
Yeah, good question.
Have you done? When was your last off day? The last 3 weeks?
Full off day.
Yeah.
You mean from the work or from the training?
Training.
Training. Without being sick, so I think probably that quite a long time ago.
There
that's the thing.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to stop. Those are decisions nobody wants to do. Like I said, I'm on my second off day, and I am only addicted to it now because I know.
Yeah.
And you have to be in the hole. You have to, as an endurance athlete, have to go to this point what is too much to know what too much looks like.
Very true.
Otherwise, you've been there, I've been there, you've been there with swimming probably.
Yeah,
but then, unless you know what it feels like to be over that edge.
Exactly.
And we're not talking about sore legs.
Yeah.
You're in the hole.
Yeah.
And you don't get out of the hole under 3 months.
Yeah.
And almost no training. Like that's the thing about endurance sports. It's so tricky. You can always do it.
Yeah.
But once you're in there, so I know what it feels like. So you kind of, but still, you have the reins of your own training right now, like I had before, and it's just impossible to be the objective.
That's the thing.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible. You can be as smart, educated as you want, as good with other people. You could be the best coach in the world.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything, right? So
exactly. At the end of the day, indeed. We're somewhat blind to our own actions, so that and then you get a bad conscience if you sort of take a day off or something, and you think, okay, my shape will disappear.
The guilt kicks in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Guilt is huge. And, when I started this pro thing, man, each day I woke up, I had this massive guilt.
For sure.
Of like, you're useless, right? Like, what are you doing? You're not working. Man, that was hard. That took me probably a year to fix that. But I can imagine that's why you have it. But if you make a good call and say, okay, let's do 2 back-to-back off days, and you're still working, you're not even on the couch.
Exactly, indeed, yeah.
But let's say even with work, like literally saying you can go for walks, you can do some core maybe, gentle core, but not even a lifting gym session. That's
exactly.
Again, because when you're sick, you wouldn't go to the gym either.
No, not at all.
Then you see how much energy it actually costs.
Exactly.
Versus a hard swim in the gym is obviously easy for us.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that is also one thing. You consider gym, normal gym. You go lifting weights, you consider that as a non-productive workout because that is so easy compared to
training cardio.
Exactly. Yeah.
You lose complete perspective. That's the thing. It's tricky. But maybe really 2 back-to-back off days, and then if you rate yourself suddenly even 98%.
Yeah, then you are almost good to go.
There, so.
Yeah.
Maybe the way to go. So rest is the one that fixes it, and after the rest part. Because we always think short term, right? Like, I always think, but after such a long time, I would really, because you have no race coming out, commit to literally 4 weeks of aerobic work.
Exactly.
You can do some sprints, some shorter threshold in the water.
Yeah.
Or even with running, just commit to mileage, right?
Exactly.
Have one, because you don't want to be
the volume
slow,
there,
just get the volume in, and maybe have one hill stride session.
Yes.
Or some strides, so you have some leg turnover.
Yeah.
See if the knee likes it. I don't know if you did it in a while.
Not for a while, and not on those slippery roads.
Nice idea, because it helps with running economy so much, right?
Exactly.
Leg turnover.
Yeah.
Just the pace that feels good, right? We can talk about it still. But
definitely, yeah.
But you have been why not build this 1 month in long term is nothing.
Exactly, yeah.
But if you do you can always do some intensity in the water. You're good with that. And then your heart and lungs will.
Exactly, they will open up
but
there.
But just on a bike, just clock some hours and run as well. Because if you do 2, let's say you don't do it, you do 2 weeks, and then in the 3rd week you start intensity, and we just talked about he took antibiotics and your gut lining is shot, and the doc said it might take up to two years with antibiotics. How insane is that?
That's
we were just
crazy.
talking about it. So maybe after 2 weeks you do intensity,
Exactly, and then
you're again in a hole.
Exactly.
I mean, it was all for nothing again. So
Exactly.
you got no race coming up. Endurance is still aerobic.
Yeah. At the end of the
Why
day.
push the intensity, or?
Yeah. I think.
I mean, you got the swim end of March.
Yeah, but okay, that's
So maybe you can do a little bit of intensity in the water.
just before.
You know that in your body so well. See how you react to it.
Exactly.
But none of that should be in a discussion before you're 100%, right? So,
Exactly. Not to overdo it. Especially like long runs, long
Yeah.
bikes for sure. They are killers.
yeah. But really, do 2 back-to-back off days, and if you notice each day, because you say 93% immune system, suddenly at 95, 96, 97.
Exactly.
There we got that food coming.
All right.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. Onko okay. I will pick them.
Okay, perfect. No good. I think then we stop it anyways, catching the lunch.
All right. Bon appetit,
This
my
is how we're
friend.
gonna do it. Bon appetit.
Yeah. All right. I will get them.
Shopping stop number 1. We are here at the XXL in Finland and they have all kinds of sports stuff. We do need a camelback for my long runs because they're going to be, hydration is a pretty important one. I only had 2 small flasks and I do believe if I run with 2 small flasks, even in the winter and summer, the 2.5-hour run, sure, I got enough carbs with, but like even small decisions like that, dehydration, I don't want that. So I'm gonna get a nice camelback. Let's look for it. That I always have a liter of liquid with me for those nice long runs. All right, let's have a look. I know what's actually in the back. Like all kinds of stuff. Eventually I actually need to find a treadmill because the one in the gym actually only has up to 20 kilometers per hour. And at some near future, that will be too slow, but not yet. I mean, they got pretty much everything here. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. But we don't need hunting guns right now. I'm only hunting my own performance. So we are looking for a camelback to fuel my long runs better. Because dehydration is a big one, not just for taxation of general system, but also for, muscles, getting a pulled muscle, all of that, the state of hydration of your muscle is very important. So if you're dehydrated going into the long run already, which always can be, you're training pretty hard, and then after 2 hours of running, you're adding in this 30 minutes quicker and you're pretty dehydrated, not always a good idea. So I want to make sure I'm hydrated. I gotta ask. Has the flask? There we go. Yeah, those. Yeah. Perfect. Exactly. Hey, thanks so much. All right, here we go. Here we got them. Bite. Okay, that's actually a funny one. They got the damn bite thing. Fun fact, I actually have the whole camelback still. But I don't know if this one now works because it's a weird mechanism. And that's $8. And the whole thing costs 35. But no, I need a new one. All right, let's get one. Because I have the backpack and everything. But I do not have this bad boy here. Classic German rule. Maybe every country has it. Always take the last one on the back. Very, very smart. All right, so then we're actually on the way to stop number 2, which is just across the road, right there. Let's go this way. What I need there is a new tripod for my real camera. So this is this mobile one. Still good quality, but yeah, actually finally the video I filmed yesterday when I sat there in the nature. I always thought, because I got this really nice lens that I bought once and a nice, proper camera. I always thought, because even I exported 4K and all, it doesn't look that nice, man. And now I checked the settings because I did once these live streams in the past. Fun fact, it was always on HD quality and now I changed it to 4K. Whew, that looks a lot more crisp. So hopefully you guys see it as well, because it's always pleasant to have a real good quality of the picture, obviously. So the next one of the real camera you will see, that's probably, not stuff that I'm holding like this. Hopefully you can see it's better quality. Well, let's head over there and look for a new tripod for that other camera. All right, here we are, already there. One thing I did notice that I even noticed it, you guys will notice even more, because you get a snippet of me every single day. You know, there's no cameraman playing. I'm not playing a character. I really completely detach of any judgment from anyone. What I'm doing with that actually is I'm not checking any comments. I'm sorry. For this month, I'm just uploading. I don't want to see how many views I got. I want to do those things entirely for the work itself. Work is the wrong word. For just creating. I just want to see anything that could disable my ego and like distract me, like the views and this. I just want to do this. If 5 people watch it, if one person watches it, also okay. But I just want to do what I would think could be interesting, having a snippet in. What I did want to say is, with this coffee thing, I noticed, for example, today on the second rest day, I'm kind of crisper, cleaner, you know, I'm talking quicker because obviously you're more rested. So this coffee thing is really a good test. If you have, for example, always the same amount of coffee in the morning, and suddenly you notice, okay, I drank the 2 coffees as always, but I don't get any response of it. I'm just like still just as sleepy. Then maybe you're pretty tired, because now I had my coffees and I feel like afterwards I'm like buzzing. They just see the level of fatigue. But that's another topic. All right, let's have a look. Phones, games. I love these electronic shops, they're really my favorite. I'm a bit of a nerd as well, so I like all this gaming stuff. Computers, I could stand here all day watching. iPhones, not so interesting. Somewhere in the back maybe. So like for the big cameras. Actually this one I have, but this one just broke on me because anyways. Actually not a big one. No, actually just a small one. I think this might actually be it, yeah.
Okay.
Those, yeah. I have to see which ones are.
Yeah, you can check them out.
Have a look, but this is exactly what I was looking for.
Okay,
Perfect.
good.
Thanks so much. Eh?
Ask me if you need something.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, this type of stuff is actually exactly what I was looking for. Now this is for phone. I didn't even see these. This is actually the one I have. But without pointing fingers, but maybe my wife played with these things for so long that they kind of stopped stabilizing. That might or might not be true, but we're not pointing any fingers here. Not watching, my wife's watching, so definitely wasn't her. Definitely wasn't. So I'm gonna buy another one of those. I think this is literally it, so yeah. Oh damn, I gotta make the investment into the big one there. Bigger price tag. Crap, but I got a pretty big lens actually, so this is not really stable enough. It might tip over. So yeah, investment into this channel, but it's gonna, I enjoy doing it, so I'm happy to do this. All right, walking back home, got it all shopped, and that'll be it for my rest day. Now forcing myself, I wrote this morning in my journal and diary, forcing myself to be lazy, something I'm not very good at. Again, I don't want to do. I like to be productive and do stuff, but this is not how the body and mind recovers. So force myself to do nothing, which is not my specialty. That's why I know it's good for me if I do it, because I want another great weeks of training, 3 great weeks, high quality, going closer to my dreams, performing better and just focusing on my own numbers. And you guys are going to be in the nosebleed sections of that and see what's happening every single day. So this week is not in stone yet what we do, but tomorrow I'll know. I'll do it in the afternoon, and then we do some light training tomorrow, aerobic, and I'll be back for the next day of my recovery week tomorrow.